Hi, my name is Caroline. Welcome to my channel, my little corner of the internet, where I talk all about cross stitch, sewing, knitting, and all the other crafty things I get up to. And yes, that I'm sitting here today filming this is only, well, not only, but mainly due to the fact that I was at the hairdresser's before, and I thought I cannot let my nice hair go to waste. Let's film a video. It's been quite a while again. I have been on vacation and then just haven't had the time or haven't made the time to film. Also, filming in the mornings where the lighting in this room is usually better has not been an option. So I'm filming now in the late afternoon, early evening. So I had to change the angle around a little bit to make the lighting work. I hope it will stay that way. So I'm a little bit overwhelmed. First, by not filming that long. Second, by the amount of stuff I have next to me. And the thought of preparing for this, of making a script, thinking about it, was also one thing why I didn't film in a while. So, the way we're going to do this today is different. I have a big pile of stuff next to me. I have a box, I have a basket, I have other random stuff. I will just grab something out of that pile and show you. And yes, and it will be in random order. There will be whips, there will be new starts, there will be haul, there will be knitting, sewing. All of it is in a pile. I hope that is okay and interesting for you. And as I said, I'm not really prepared except for putting everything here I want to show. I just feel like this is the only way I can get this done at the moment. And yeah, let's just try it that way. Also, I have about an hour to film, not longer today. And so I don't know if we can get through all of this that is here. If not, I will try and come back tomorrow and finish this up. So yeah, you will see if you will see me at the end looking a little bit different, or if I can get through this, who knows. But since I am crunched on time, let's get started. The first thing I want to show you is right in front of me, so let's start with that one. It is in this lovely pouch that I made a few months ago. This is from Modern Folk Embroidery, and I made this with a fabric that my friend Fanny gifted me. And I have been using this as a sock knitting bag, and it's a perfect size. And I have been buckling down to finish up the socks I started last year in October. And I am almost done. And the thing is, so this is the second sock. I don't have this first sock with me right now, but it basically looks the same like the second sock. So yeah, I will show you both once they're blocked. But for now, this is what it is looking like. It looks a little bit wonky, but I think this is only the way the pattern or the hand-dyed yarn played out. These are the library socks from Ravelry, and yeah, I did the first one and started the second one with 9-inch circulars, and then after the heel with this one, switched over to magic loop because yeah, I felt more like it. And the only thing I have left to do is finishing up with a Kitchener stitch. Here you can see my weird light. I have fairy lights. Yeah, so it doesn't look like much right now. As I said, I need to weave in ends and patch up some holes. And yeah, and then these will be done. The yarn I'm using is a super wash merino fingering weight by a hand dyer very close to me. So I will have a sock finish to show you next time. Okay, and where am I putting my stuff? Everything is different this time. Let's put it there. And see, the light is, yeah. Actually, I was inspired to get some coloring done by the new video, or not the newest, but one of the new videos from Jordan, the tattooed stitcher. And she had some nice highlights going on in her hair, and I was so inspired that I made an appointment right after watching her video. So thanks, Jordan, for not only inspiring me in my stitching, but also in my hair. All right, next up, let's reach down there for a special project. Also inspired partly by Jordan, but also by a lot of people on the internet. It is in this wonderful, very special, just kidding. This is a cosmetic pouch, but it's perfect for that project. In here lives my newest new start. This is Jessie Chalinor 1904 by Hands Across the Sea samplers. And this is so special to me because it is exclusive to the attic needlework, and it's basically impossible for me to get it here. But I have it. And the reason for that is my wonderful friend, Fanny again. Fanny was in the US for StitchCon and also to visit a friend. And she was amazing and brought over some stuff for me. And this was one of it. And then last weekend was the Midsummer Stitch by Lindy Stitches. And I started this in a room, in a stitchy room, on a stitchy table together with Fanny, and it was very special and perfect. Yeah, so let's get into it. And the reason why this bag is perfect, I'm stitching this with the called for 103 silks. And here you can see I have all the silks in the bottom compartment. And there comes the sun. And I have my fabric in the top compartment. Oh, I hope I'm not blinding you. I also got the back charm and the panels there in the back to make a project bag or something. Fabric wise, I got the called for linen. The called for is Mason linen haberdashery medium, I believe. But I only had 40 count in stock when I ordered. And I knew I wanted to use 46 count for the 103s. And then also when I got it, I think it's too dark. I have it somewhere in the pile. I will show you later. But I'm doing the muted colorway. And so I wanted something lighter, a very light, rosy, a very lightly rosy gray, I would say. I actually dyed two different fabrics for this. The other one was more inspired by the called for, which has a more greeny tinge, but I way preferred this. And yeah, so hand dyed fabric, called for 103s in the muted colorway. And this is how far I got. How do I show stuff today? Oh, this is going to be, that works. Yeah, I started in the middle because I don't have a huge piece of fabric, and then worked my way up. This is what I have so far, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Looks so good, and I'm so glad to have this. And it's not big. The whole thing will easily fit on that piece of fabric. And we have fairy lights again. As I said, today lighting and everything is not as professional as it could be, but I wouldn't have filmed otherwise. So priorities, I guess. If it gets too weird, I might have to change the blinds a little bit, but for now, this is what we're working with. The next project has a needle sticking out, and it's actually in a Q-snap because I was obsessed with this for a while. I started this somewhere in the beginning of July. I just felt like a new start, and this is what I started. This is called Summer by Peacock Needlework Designs, And I'm doing it with the called for DMC colors, but in CXC threads. 101 on 36 count Zweigart linen in See, this is what happens if you're not prepared. I think this is called Dusty Blue or Blue Whisper or something like that. And this is where I got up to. Oh, it looks so good. That huge butterfly is stunning. And yeah, what I love about this is also the little motifs that you're doing. It's a little finish while stitching a whip. And yeah, it's just a super gorgeous summery piece. And this is all the called for colors. And I'm doing 1/2 on the 36 count with the CXC, which gives perfect coverage in my mind. I don't have stitch amounts, percentages, and stuff today. And it's probably a good thing because this video would be 10 hours long if I did. So yeah, if you want any more details in anything, if I forget anything, please just ask, and yeah, I will get back to you. All right, let's change gears for a bit. One reason why I badly needed to film is I made some project bags and I wanted to show them to you before I use them for projects and then don't think about showing them. And yeah, I had the plan of making some finished cross stitch pieces into bags because these are pieces that are maybe too big for a pillow that I don't necessarily want to frame. So I made 4 project bags and have 4 FFOs in the mix. Perfect. The first one I made is this one. This is the middle part of Dutch Beauty. I started this, realized that I don't like the muted colors so much. By now maybe I would, but yeah. Started in the middle, and then after doing this realized I did my own color conversion. I was not terribly sure about that and realized it's way too big. I will never finish it. So I stopped it there and cut this out, and then now finally made a project bag. I had to do some piecing to get the width, this gorgeous fabric, and inside is a floral that matches these flowers, I think. Project bag number 1, and super happy about all of them actually. Then the next one is this one. This stitch is the 2024 Advent Stitch Along by Evertoad, Roxy Floss, and Modern Folk Embroidery. You did a little part each day and had it done by Christmas. And at first I wanted to make a Christmas project bag, but this fabric just matches so perfectly the colors, and it's actually not a very Christmassy stitch, so yeah, I used that one. It is quite a bit busy, and yeah, I'm not sure if it takes away from the stitch too much, but it's a project bag, whatever. And on the inside I have some matching little dots. Next up is very bright. This is a Quaker design by Monasterium Designs out of the Gift of Stitching magazine that I did in a DMC variegated on a 40 count picture this plus. And I thought that green Sharon fabric was just perfect for it. And I added the yellow polka dots up there and inside. And a bright blue zipper to bring out the blue light today. I'm doing what I can here. Last but not least, also actually a Christmas piece. This is Days of Christmas, Day 1 by Hella from Liz Matthews, Partridge in a Pear Tree. I stitched this with the intention of doing all of them. This is 2 over 2 on 36 count. No thank you. And yeah, so I finished that single one in a project bag. And again, I felt like it didn't need to be a Christmas project bag. And I had the perfect fabric. Pears, partridge in a pear tree. Yeah, I didn't have enough fabric, so I had to piece a little bit. And on the inside, whoops, again, I was in the mood for yellow dots, it seems. These are my project bags. I love them so much. Next up is a finish, a very exciting finish that will hopefully be a fully finished very soon. This was a struggle to stitch, and then just before my vacation, I said, okay, buckle down, finish this up now. This is Busy Hands, Happy Heart by Hello from Liz Matthews, and I did the smaller, well, stitchy count wise smaller version, the pillow version, on a 20 count even weave 4 over 2. So it's huge. And ta-da! It is done. This is with 2 DMC colors, 898 and 739, I think. So I did the main motif in the dark brown and then the little dots in the background in the white. Mainly so I could travel easier. Yeah, and the fabric is hand dyed by me, and this will become a pillow. I thought about sewing it and stuffing it as I would do, but decided now to make a pillow insert and then a pillow sleeve, just because it's so big, it will be on the couch. Yeah, I thought it would be easier. And so this will be in front, and then for the back I have 2 options. The first one is just a plain linen color that I bought for stitching actually at first, but then realized that it was not even, so I won't stitch on it. So maybe this in the back, just basic and plain, or maybe a little bit out of the box. I have this cotton fabric. And this actually has the perfect color, so I think will be doing that for the back of the pillow sleeve. Ugh, how do I show this? I think this will go. It's literally the perfect orangey yellow and brown. So I guess it's meant to be. So this is a finish and will hopefully soon be a fully finished. I was a little confused by the next bag. What is this? This looks like a thing I haven't started yet. Yes and no. In here live my Brita Kitties, my monthly cat series that I'm doing by Brita Cup Designs. And I have June and July to show you, and August is kitted up in here. So that's why I was confused. Let's go ahead with June and show that to you first. The one that was supposed to be June, I didn't like that much, and so I picked a pattern from her regular series that fitted June, I think, and here we are. I'm doing all of them on 32 count fabric, 2 over 2. The black is always 310, and then I'm picking overdyes from stash. So here we have June. He's so sweet with the watering can and plants and this is June, and then July is also done. This is July. July I stitched on an even weave and with those watermelons. I really like stitching this. The only thing I don't like so much is that each month is a different size, and I still haven't fully decided how to fully finish them at the end of the year. They have to wait till the end of the year because I don't know what the biggest one will be. They usually go super quick. It takes me 1 to 2 days to do them, and I like picking overnights from stash for them. Yeah, August is kitted up and ready to go. Light is getting super weird, so I don't know if I can even make it the full hour. Next one is also a finish, and it is a knitting finish. Not really the kind of thing you need and in these temperatures, but oh well. I brought a knitting project to my vacation because I wanted something easy to do for the plane, for bus rides, in between visiting stuff. And so I cast on the Sophie shawl by Petite Knit, and I finished it on my vacation, actually, at an elevation of 3,000 meters at the yurt camp. I finished this up. This has a very special memory for me now, and yeah, this is what it's looking like. I used this, and I don't have the information with me now, but I talked about this in my last video, I think. I used a merino wool for it. It's a variegated, and I did the medium size because that was the amount of wool I had. And yeah, it's super soft and drapey and hot. Whew. I like it very much. It's a great shawl. I don't know what, yeah, does it really matter? Probably not. I haven't even blocked this, and I don't know if it needs it. What would you say? Do I need to block this? This looks perfect as it is. This pattern, if you are a beginner knitter or want something just very easy, is super easy to do. It has easy repeat, nice I-cord edge that is so easy to do, and just it goes quick. I can recommend this very, very much, and I love this shawl. Won't wear it for a while. While we are at vacation talk, the next one is a whip that I brought to stitch on while on vacation because it is stitched with Sulky. It is only one color, and so I thought it would be easy to do, and I actually got quite a bit done. This is All Bed and Effie by Long Dog Samplers, and I'm stitching it on 36 count Deep Impact by XJU Designs with Sulky 1/2. And I got so much done I cannot even show you. Yeah, so this is my very wrinkly fabric. And this is all that I have now. And I basically stitched in here, got all the way up, and then down again. This is gorgeous. I love it. And in June there was also June Dog stitch along, where you stitch long dogs in June, and one of the reasons why I brought this, and it was great to stitch on while I was away. So now I was actually looking for a whip in the pile because it just fits the vacation theme. So yeah, let's get this out of the way. The next one I brought with me on vacation is Summer Quaker by Lila Studio. I started this at the beginning of August 2 years ago, and my goal is to get it to 50% this summer. So I brought it with me. This is stitched on 35 count natural linen, 2/2 with the called for colors, DMC colors. Yes, it is tight. It's not my favorite, but it was all right. And I'm going to do the centerpiece in Sulky. And this is where I got up to. So this time I did in my vacation and then a little bit at home, that whole side was what I did. And I'm now just over 40% on this. Without this, I was just over 30 or just under 30. And so what I'm going to do now is continue on the border and the bottom border, and until I reach 50%, and then maybe get the whole border done. If I can do it, I will bring this on my next vacation too. So yeah, we have fairy lights going on again, but oh well. I hope you can see. So I switched between those two projects. When I wanted something super easy, I did the long look. When I wanted more colors, I did this one. And I got very good progress on both of them. Even though I didn't stitch for 4 or 5 days in my vacation, but I knitted on those days. Next one is an unplanned finish. After I came back from my vacation and it turned July, I thought about doing temperature stitching again. This is where you stitch on a piece that coordinates with the temperature of the day. But I didn't really get into it. I had my Busy Hands Happy Heart pillow done. I had other pieces done and I needed some new pieces in, but I wasn't sure which ones to go for and had other goals. This one I got out for temperature stitching, and while I was stitching on it, I thought, this could be a finish quite soon. So this is Summer Celebration, or Summer Tier as I call it, by Madame Chantilly. And I decided to finish it early because look at that. So I had basically that done and had the cup to do, and I had a little bit of the neighboring motif here, so I frocked that out. Did the cup, I made it a little bit different. So the original has backstitch and doesn't have the gray, but I wanted it to coordinate with the seagull. And this is so cute. And I don't need the whole thing. I just need this. This is, I love it. This is stitched 1/1 on 25 count platinum even weave by Zweigart with the cold for DMC colors. It's so cute. It has sunflowers. I don't need more. Yeah. I have the other seasons too, but now I don't know if I will ever do them. But oh wow. Oh wow. It's a finish. I'm thinking about putting it in a round frame or in a hoop. I think this could look very cute. The next one is one I'm also probably going to finish early, but not yet. This was a July Whipco call. This is Lettre Carmin by Reflet de Soie. And I picked this up and realized that the whole thing is one huge. I mean, it's in my Bab Whipco, so you figure. But then also, I realized that I probably won't have enough floss for the whole thing. I'm doing this in anchor threads, in 2 red anchor colors, and I've had dye-lot issues with anchor before. And also, yeah, I don't think it needs the whole thing. So, this is where I am now. This is stitched on 46 count seashell by Xtrio Designs. And I decided to stop. Let's get the board if we have it. I decided to stop after that row. So what I did this time is I added in a lot of letters, that's the word here, and a little bit of that wiggly diggly doodah. And I think if I pull this over here, this will be perfect. I don't need the whole thing. And yeah, I got over 1,000 stitches into this for my Whipco, and this will come out again for one more Whipco call. So I get a little bit more and then hopefully finish it this year. This would be perfect. And I have a ton of fabric left for something else. And this is the best ever needle minder. Also, the anchor on 46 count is quite tight. So if I did something like this again, I would go for 100 and freeze all the way. By the way, after stitching with 100 freeze now, I have a problem. They are so good. They do not for me. They glide on 46 count. It's perfect. It's so fun to stitch. Ah, I need older 100 freeze now. Oopsie. So I need to wrap this up soon. So, and we were talking about 100 freeze. So let's get out another project with 103, only one color. I am in a regular Zoom call with Stitchy friends, and in the last one we came onto the topic of Blueberry Ridge designs. We're all looking at her patterns and decided on the spot to start a stitch along. We started July 8th or 9th because it was National or International Blueberry Day. How perfect. And I started the Christmas sampler of hers, and I started it on 46 count Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim with red from 100 freeze. And I got quite a bit done, over 1,000 stitches, and this is where I am. And if you know Fiber on a Whim fabric, you're probably like, well, this is not Milk and Honey. This is pink coral. Yes, it is. So I had this project. It's tiny, right? I had this in this wonderful felt pouch that I bought in Kyrgyzstan. This is handmade, felted with embroidery. It is gorgeous. And I thought this is the perfect project bag for this project because, yeah, I had this in here, and I had this in a basket, and I had my water bottle in there as well, and the water bottle somehow leaked onto this, and it had this leaking for half a day before I realized. Got it out, and it had red splotches, and it had 2 or 3. Oh, wait a second. I think it had 1 splotch here, 1 here, and 1 exactly here. If it was only over there, I would have just finished this, and yeah. But it was also in the stitching. And it was really red. So I thought, I have so much done, I will just try and dye this. And at first I did only reddish splotches on the whole thing, but it looked like someone had blood all over it. That's not pretty. So I dipped the whole thing in this light pearly pink coral color. There is, yeah, this is good. And yeah, it's not exactly my Christmas colors usually, but I will finish this now and super happy. Oh, and about finishing, I will only do the bottom part with the alphabet, and not do the top part with the motifs and the house. I like it, but I really like how it looks, just the bottom thing. And I won't be putting any stitching into this anymore, which is a pity. I could also not have a water bottle leaking, but how do you prevent that? So yeah, this is the unplanned for combo now. But I'm just glad that I could save it because it has over 1,000 stitches. All right, and with that, I think I have to call it for today. The light is getting super weird. I'm getting dark and light all in one. I will continue this hopefully tomorrow. You will see me looking different, but I will leave everything else as it is. And yeah, for you it will only be a second, but I see you soon. Hi, I'm back. It's the next day. I'm looking slightly different, but not much. Hair still nice. And I didn't plan this or something, but I'm actually wearing the same dress I was wearing yesterday, just in a different color. So why not? And I just, when I started this, removed my vacuum cleaner from back there. Has that been there all the time yesterday? I'm confused now. But oh well. We have a lot of stuff still left here to go through. So let's continue where I left off yesterday. First, I have a purchase. This is a huge bag. This was labeled as an embroidery bag. And my plan is to bring this to the next retreat with me and put all of my projects in here and have them all contained. Maybe also bring this on vacation to have everything stitchy-wise in one spot. Yeah, so this is just from Amazon, so nothing special. And inside looks like this. And then it has this outside pocket that's supposed to be for a round tube, which I'm not using, but yeah. So I thought I would test this out and yeah, see how I like it. It's a weird feeling to jump right into a video and start talking about stuff without an introduction, but I did that yesterday, so yeah, that's what you get for leaving off filming for so long, I guess. Next up, I have a whip again that is in this project bag that I made. And in here lives, let me check, yes, this is, I will scooch a little bit. This is Halloween Sampler by Crochet A Go Go. And I stitched on this in, was it July or June? This was June. And it's been too long. And my goal was again to get 1,000 stitches in for my whip go, as I do with all of them. And I also had a mini goal of finishing up the house while doing that, and this is what I did. This is stitched 1/2 on 40 count Old Massachusetts linen by the Primitive Hair. And I'm using all the colorful colors, but in CXC, so on the 40 count, it is super nice and plush. Oh, the lighting is much better today than it was yesterday. Yeah, so wonderful needle minder from my friend Fanny. And I'm so glad I have that huge house done. I think it took about 1,200 stitches to finish it up. Yeah, this will probably come back out in October. Super, super happy with that. And it's, yeah, I started in the middle. As all my pieces, it's quite wrinkly from stuffing it into a Q-snap. I really like her Crochet A Go Go's sampler patterns. I wish I could do all of them, but they are huge. There is one though that I could not resist. And I think I've shown this to you in my last video. Yes, I'm pretty sure I did. This is the summer sampler by Crochet A Go Go, so the same series. And I'm also doing this on 40 count and also with CXC 1/2. I'm quite sure I showed this to you last time, because last time I said I started in the bottom right corner to get to the cute turtles, and then just before my vacation, actually the day that I left, I stitched the turtle. Oh, so cute. Now that I have this in my hands, I want to stitch on that so badly. This is a 40 count fabric from Swan Bay Fabrics, and I think it is a dark sandy tone, but I'm not 100% sure because this is a fabric that we got in a retreat bag and it was not labeled. I just know that it's by Swan Bay and that it's 40 count. And let's look at that turtle once more, because so sweet. Yeah, these projects will take forever, but it doesn't matter because they're so cute. All right, what is in here next? Oh, now we have some haul. And I have a box down here and then some bags strewn around. So let's clear out the box first. As I told you in the beginning of my video, for me yesterday, my friend Fanny was in the US and she was at StitchCon and then visiting a friend, and she let me send some stuff to her friend, and she was so nice and brought it over to France and shipped it to me. And she also brought me a gift, as if it wasn't enough to be my personal courier. She also purchased a chart for me, and this is what she got me. Oh, she knows me so well. This is My Lady's Poses by Jan Hicks Creates. I love this. This looks so great. I have a problem now though, because I actually at first thought I would only do the middle part. I also really like this part. The alphabet is also super nice, but or maybe I will do this. Yeah, no immediate start planned, but sometime. She also got me a color and cotton. I think asparagus, a green. Green is my favorite color, but that is also already kitted in a project I'm going to start in August. And also in here is a gift from Julie in Stitches. She gave Fanny this frog to pass along to me so that the frog in stitching won't visit me. She's so sweet. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Fanny. I'm so blessed. All right, and then there is some haul. I showed you the Chessie Chalinor, my unicorn chart that I have now started, and this is the called for linen that was in there. That I made the tag because there was just a baggie, and yeah, this is Mason linen haberdashery medium in 40 count. Comes across quite true to color, I would say, maybe a little more greenish in person. Yeah, so that is fabric number one. And then I took the opportunity and purchased some Bestitch Me ready to ship fabrics because I have no other option of getting them. So I wanted to try 36 count even weave because this is not available anywhere where I am. So I got a fat quarter of one more reproduction. And this is funny because I think in linen this is way more modeled than it is on this one, but it's great. I was surprised that the 36 count even weave is very thin. If you know 32 count even weave or 28 count even weave, it's quite thick and dense. This is so light and thin, and didn't think it would be. But yeah. So this is fabric number one. Then I'm just realizing that I have one fabric missing from that pile that is already kitted up in the same project that asparagus is in. So maybe I will get that. But let's keep on with that pile first. The next one I got, also 36 count even weave, is Into the Veil. Veil? I don't know. And this is a very light mint green on the even weave. You cannot probably see, you cannot really see it in the camera. And here I only have an fat eighth because my friend Fanny has the other half, because I invited her to take a fat eighth of this. Oh, no, it's coming across a little bit better. And then I also got some 46 count because I'm very much into 46 count at the moment, and I wanted to extend my stash in that area a little bit. So I got a fat quarter of blush by Stitch Me. Yeah, what happened there? So this is blush. It washes out a lot in the camera if I hold it back. So there. Their folding is different. Yeah, maybe. It is a pinky beigey. And the modeling comes across much more on camera than it does in real life, which is interesting. So those are the fabrics I got. And I have one more fabric in that pile, but this is one that I dyed myself. So I was talking about the mishap with my red felt bag, and I had that pinky corally dye bath left over, and I didn't want it to go to waste, so I took another piece of fabric and put it in, but it was too close to the other one, so I also dumped in some blue and some purple, and this is what I got. This was 40 count Zweigart in the color cream, and now this looks so good. It washes me out. Let's put it in front of my face. Yeah, this is so stunning. I love how this turned out. If I had wanted to get something like this, I never would have managed, but now I have it, and I have no idea what I want to stitch on it. I want to stitch something great on this piece of fabric because I love it so much. So if you have any ideas, any suggestions, what would you stitch on this? And no, I don't stitch fancy ladies, I'm sorry, because that would be perfect. But one is a 40 count, and two, I just don't like stitching faces. Yeah. All right, that's fabrics. I have Flosstube. Again, something else I cannot do here is order from Vicky Clayton, but I love her silks. So I also got 3 of her packs. I felt so bad for Fanny for having to look around all my stuff, but I'm super happy to have all of it. So I looked through the whole catalog that Vicky Clayton has and picked out my 3 favorites. One of them I already knew that I wanted to get, and this is, let me see, yeah, this is it. Pink Sparrow Sampler by Brenda Trevay. I have the pattern in my stash, and I want to start this one time. I love it. It's a super cute sampler, and yeah, I like the colors. And so this is pack number 1. Pack number 2 is a chart that I came across a while ago. Was it in a freebie table? I'm not even sure where I got it, but it has been in my stash waiting to be started, but I was a little intimidated by choosing colors for it because yeah, it's amazing. And so I got the floss bag from Vicky Clayton, and this is for True Wisdom by Exemplars from the Heart, I think is the right name. There's a, yeah, I will have it on the screen. I cannot think of it at the moment, but it's pack number 2. And pack number 3 is big and full of bright colors. This is for Louise Chapuis, 1844 by Jan Hicks Creates again. I saw that chart. I was looking through the packs that were available, and then I googled the chart, saw that she has it on Etsy, and oh my, it's stunning. I love the ribbons on the sides, the bright colors. It's a reproduction, but it's different, and yeah. So I mean, look at that. Super excited. And then there was one more thing in here that Fanny brought over for me. Is one more? Yes. And that is this little kit chart. This is Where in the World is Mary Kirby by Bright Needle, Austria. And there's a story to this, actually. So Fanny was at StitchCon, sitting on the table with Julie in Stitches, and other nice ladies. But Julie came back from the freebie table. And Fanny, my friend, is from France, and Julie is from Wisconsin. And she found Where in the World is Mary Kirby, France, Austria, and Wisconsin, which is so random. So she brought this over, and Fanny put this into my package for me, and yeah, this is so fun. Yeah. Thank you so much, Fanny and Julie, for thinking of me while you were there. It means a lot. I quickly got the kitted up project before I forget. So I saw this. I think Jen from Jen's Fiber Web reposted this on Instagram, but I'm not completely sure anymore. But I saw this chart, and I think I bought it 5 minutes later, which is very unusual for me to do. This is Summer's Last Crown by Cozy Egg. Cozy Egg Designs. She also has a Flosstube, and I didn't know that she was designing, and she has an amazing online shop. So go check her out. I saw this, and it is an summer sampler, August sampler. It's a reproduction as far as I know, but she changed the verse to be over 2/2. She has the original included in the chart as well. And yeah, I really want to stitch this. It is charted in DMC and NPIs, but I made my own conversion to overdyes for it. I haven't tried them yet, so we will see. Here is the green that Fanny gifted me. And these are the other, whoops, space. These are the other colors that I picked. Super nice late summery colors. And as I stitch them up, I hopefully will see if they work or not. I also had to change one or two out because of the amounts of them that I had, because some of the colors have quite a lot of stitches. The chart is huge. It is 288 by 411. So I knew I wanted to do it on probably 46 count. And then my Stitch Me order came to me, and here is what I'm going to stitch this on. This is not another sampler, fat quarter in 46 count. It is a very popular linen or colorway from Stitch Me that a lot of people show. This comes across quite true. I think this is going to be perfect. I might have to change one or two colors up if as I go along. I will be in London for Stitch in London in October, so hopefully then, if I need some other colors, I can do that in person, which is always easier. But so far, so good, I think. Yeah. And now that I have shown you, I can put this in one of my new project bags that I made and not have it in this. Do you have some stitching? Do you have drinks, snacks? Because there's a lot left over down here. I need to film more often. All right. Next one. This was a new start, and it is in something that I purchased while on vacation as well. This is a handbag that was made by hand, as far as I know, in Uzbekistan. It is the stitching was done there, and I'll come closer. And this is a traditional type of embroidery there, and it's called Suzani. And pomegranates are very common motifs there. They are motif for fertility and growth, so I really like them. I like green, so this is what I went with. And at first, I was not sure what to do with the bag, and then I had a new start, a full coverage new start, and it has so many new colors, or so many colors, that it needed a huge bag. So here we are. I started this sometime at the beginning of July, beginning-ish of July. And in here is a bright sunflowery day by Stitches So Beautiful. You can find her on Etsy. And the artwork is by Peggy Davis. This is full coverage and has 113 colors. Oh. And this is where I got to. As you can see, you cannot see anything. I started in the middle this time just because I wanted to get right into the bright colors and not start in the sky. And this is 25 count, and I'm doing this 1/1 full cross. So the full coverage I have done before was 2/110 stitch, and I actually found that I am quicker doing full cross. Maybe not for the individual stitch, but my brain has a hard time doing 10 stitch because it's weird for me. I always have to think, where do I need to go next? Have I done this stitch yet? Haven't I? How do I do blocks? It's weirder for me than doing this. So yeah, and I like the coverage better. Now I'm thinking if I can move over to full cross on my winter full coverage, or maybe to the sky in tent and the rest in full cross. We will get there and when I get there. For now, this is my summer full coverage. And yeah, I just so you know, I'm doing this in CXC, and yeah. I have them on these floss drops, which are actually quite nice. They are from Amazon, they're paper. And yeah. And I was a little bit overwhelmed how to manage them, and now I have them on. I was a little bit overwhelmed on how to manage them, and now I have them on 4 rings sorted by color, not by number. They're short ones and long ones. The short ones are those that I have used already because I have to cut them down for 1/1 stitching. Look at those colors. They're so fun and summery and bright. Amazing. And now you know why it needs a huge bag. The next one is a whip. It is a whip that I have a goal on. It is in this stunning bag, and this is Christmas Garden by Blackbird Designs. My hope, whatever, is to finish this year by Christmas. I started this last year on Christmas Day, and it is not that big, so I need to do a little over 1,000 stitches each month, with more in July and December to get it done. And this is where I'm up to now. So far this month I put in mainly that potted plant, and I'm stitching this on 40 count light nougat by Extrio Designs. I love the color, I love that fabric, it's gorgeous. And I'm using or doing my own silk conversion to Mrs. Seda silks and Silks for You. Yeah. And I now figured that if I do 1,000 stitches for the rest of the months, I have 3,000 left for December. That is very doable. So if I do a little more than 1,000 each month, I know it will easily be done by Christmas. And I love stitching on it. It's fun to do the motifs. So this is going well. Let's continue with gold stitching here. The next one, yes, I will show it to you also. This is Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery. My main goal piece this year. I want to finish this by October, and I have been doing 750 stitches first per week, and then did 800 per week. I had a 3-week break while I was away, and then picked it back up at the beginning of July, end of June, and I have now under 8,000 stitches left on this, so super happy. And yeah, it's in my Q-snap. I'm working on it every week. This is the bottom left corner, and here is the bottom middle. I have the 2 in, and here will go the 5, I need to chart that or see if he provides the numbers. Yeah, I'm doing this 2/2 32 count Lucan by Zweigart with anchor 844 and 1044. It's so close to being done. I mean, it still has as much stitches left as some of my whole projects, but for the size of this, I'm on track. I'm already thinking about what big project I want to focus on next year, because that thing really, I really like that. Doing something on a project every week doesn't have to be 750 or 800, it could be 500. So we'll see what next year's project will be. Maybe a full coverage. Who knows? Then the next one is super exciting. In this project bag lives my Chatelaine. It's a small one. It's Little Tuscany Mandala by Chatelaine. When I came home from vacation and picked up my temperature stitching, this was one of the projects in my temperature stitching. And then I just didn't want to do temperature stitching because I wanted to focus on this. I wanted to get the stitching done. So I buckled down and I did. This is all of the cross stitch and back stitch and specialty stitches in my Chatelaine done. On 32 count terracotta even weave with all of the called for colors, specialty threads, lining. So the only thing, it's so wrinkly. The only thing missing now is the beads. I have never done beading. I don't really know how to go about it. I have to look it up, look at some videos to do that. I also don't have all the called for beads. I think I had to order something a little different. I don't know. Yeah, still really want to have this done by my birthday, which is in about a month. It should be doable. It's so tiny for a Chatelaine. So glad that the stitching on this is done. I started this on my birthday 2 years ago. So if I could have this done by the end of August, that would be really great. In the next bag, and still in a Q-snap, oh, I think this was because I was also planning to have this in my temperature stitching. This is Little Cat Helper or My Cat Helper by Tiny Modernist. And I'm stitching this with my own sulky conversion on 36 count Vintage Stormy Night linen by Zweigart. And this is where I am. So the cat is black and white like my cat on the chart, but it only has white socks, I think. So I'm changing the black and white placement to be like my cat Mario. And I got all the white in and now only have black fill-in to do. And then the other flowers, buttons and stuff around it. I really like how sulky looks on 36 count linen. This is not a huge chart, so this could get done quite quickly. So we will see. We will see. The next whip is in a big bag because it's a big whip. This is Peacock, Unicorn, and a Badger. A Peacock, a Unicorn, and a Badger by the Scarlet Letter. And this was on my July whip go to stitch 1000 stitches. I'd hoped to do a little bit more, but then other things came around. So this is where I am now. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on 25 count even weave in fabric that I dyed myself, and it's the exact same color as DMC 934 that is called for the background. And last time, or this time around, I filled in the little swirlies up there. I think the B, this I don't know for sure. I love this. This is so fun to stitch. And this is page number 1 on on the 25 count. There are a few colors in there that I'm missing, that I don't have in there. That's also why I was stalled a little bit, but I really need to get back to this. It looks so good. And then, people, my, that's the last bag that I have down here. What? In here lives Aviary by Jetpack Stitch. And I am now not entirely sure if I have shown this to you. I have shown it, but the progress, I don't think so. So, this is where I am. I am doing this on a 32 count linen by Nicolas Flamel Designs. And because I just knew this was the perfect fabric for the chart and I had it in my stash, and I did my own sulky conversion. Yeah, and I'm doing 1/2, and I think just before my vacation I finished up this outer motif, the dragon, and put in just those colors to see how they looked. This yellow you cannot see that well on camera, but it is fine in person. Yeah, also one I want to stitch on. Oh my. Okay, so I have 2 more things to show you for haul. The first one is another thing that I purchased on vacation in Uzbekistan, and it's a pair of scissors. I was in a town called Bukhara, and it is known for their knives and scissors. And I thought, well, while I'm there, why not get a pair of scissors? And this is what I got. Those cute stork scissors. The man there told a story about how the ones without the hair are for the women and the ones with the hair are for the men, because they didn't want to share them, which I didn't get because those are not bigger than the other ones, but whatever. I just like the ones with that look like he has some super cool hairstyle going on. These are titanium, and he also engraved, will I show that? My name in there. Yeah, they they are not the best for tiny thread clipping because they're not too small, but you can even cut fabric with these quite well. So for taking to a retreat, if you have to cut something a little bigger, or if you have to cut through a whole skein of floss, these are great. And they're a great memory for me. And then, now that I have that shawl done and my socks done, my knitting bug came back quite a bit. Still don't want to work on my Celtic Myths shawl that has the very intricate cabling. Not thinking about that bit for now. There's nothing I can do about it. I really don't want to work on it right now. So it is what it is. What I want to work on is another pair of socks, 2, another shawl to bring on vacation with me, and 3, I want to knit a sweater. I'm scared of knitting a sweater because what if I put so much work into it and then it doesn't fit me, or maybe it fits me but it's not my style and I don't like how I look in it. So but I still want to try it. The thought of just knitting it around for ages is just great. So I looked at patterns. I knew I wanted to do one that is not too hard to do, only one color to get into it. I wanted top down to be able to try it on and knitting it around. No cables. Yeah. And I found some wool, and this is what I got. This is from Prolana. I think this is a German brand. It's a German brand, but the wool is made in Italy. This is Golden Socks Silk. It is merino, superwash merino, and silk, fingering weight. And I have 3 of those, which should be plenty to make a sweater. And yeah, I have a few sweater patterns that I'm considering. I want to do something easy-ish, but not basic. So I will put up a picture of what's my favorite for now. The body should be quite simple. The sleeves are, I think, harder to do with the lace, but I always wanted to try lace, and those would be at the end. But then would it ever get finished? If you like to knit and have any suggestions for nice, not too hard, confident beginner sweater patterns, please let me know. Leave me a link down below, or just tell me. Yeah, I have not decided yet, and that's that. And with that, I think this is it. You made it. I made it. Was it that hard? No, it wasn't. Why was I putting this off so long? Yeah. With that last thing, I already moved into plants, so let's talk about that for a little bit more. As always, fruits of plenty, Christmas garden, my whip goal for August. I'm curious to see what that will be. The whip goal calls should come out tomorrow, Friday the 25th. I don't know if you will see this before or after, probably after, but yeah. And I have a few new starts planned for August. August is my birthday month. My birthday is August 26th. And with a few of my friends, I'm going to start White Winter Moth by Cafe Barrick. So if you would like to join us, why not start a winter moth in summer? And on the Summer's Last Crown sampler, I'm probably going to start August 1st or somewhere around there. I'm going to start my August Pretty Kitty. Yeah, hopefully also finish a few things in between that. And I will be again away on vacation. Yes, I know. This time I'm going to the beach, yoga and beach holiday, just relaxing, yoga, stitching, knitting, reading, and doing nothing for a week to 10 days. I'm going to Greece. I cannot wait. And yeah. Also, I have a little bit of haul coming my way, as if I haven't had enough yet, but I was stressed at work, so I panic bought some fabric from Extra U Designs that should be here any day now. And yeah, also I got my ticket to Big Stitch next year, which I'm so excited. Hopefully next year I won't be sick and will be able to enjoy it more. I'm going to go there with my friend Sally, Flossy Sews and Grows. I'm so grateful for her that she is willing to let me tag along. I know that also her friend Elaine, Ellie Valley Stitcher, is coming, and I'm super excited to meet her in person. And I know Stacey Nash is going to be there, as far as I know, as a guest designer. And I also think that Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery is going to be there again. But that is almost 1 year off. The next retreat that I'm going to in person is Stitch in London in second weekend in October. Again with my friend Fanny and also Sally, Flossy Sews and Grows. I'm so looking forward to London. It's going to be amazing. And yeah, but I have big plans for what I want to bring as table gifts and stuff. So I need to get on that to not be stressed, because work will be very busy before that. let's hope. But it's a long way off, and I hope I will film before that, but you never know with me. Yeah. Um, Now, at the end, I also briefly want to talk about my vacation, if that's not of an interest to you, or if you are thinking, while you talked my ear off already, I've had enough. I totally understand, and I hope to see you in my next video. But if you're curious, I will just very, very briefly tell you about it. So in June, I traveled to Central Asia, to Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan with a local travel agency that does hiking and culture trips. We were 1 week in Uzbekistan and 1 week in Kyrgyzstan. And we had a local guide in both countries. Our group was 9 people, and it was a super nice group, nothing to complain there. Even though I have to say, in the end, it can get a bit tiring to be around people that much, at least for me, for such a long time, because I'm not used to it. I it, Afterwards, when I came home and people asked me, "How was your trip?" I didn't really know what to say because it was great. It was, on the one hand, very relaxing and very, very good for my soul, but also quite intense and exhausting. Let me explain. So we had a full program. In Uzbekistan, it was a lot of culture. We visited amazing, amazing towns and sites. It was so inspiring. We visited a silk carpet manufacturer, a pottery workshop, a silk thread business. And it was very inspiring also for my stitching and for crafting. And we had got to taste a lot of new foods, and it was so my mind really did not think about everyday problems or about home much. We had no we had no cell connection, obviously, but also not every day there was Wi-Fi. And it was so good for my mind just to be gone. I was there, and I was there fully, and that was amazing. And in Kyrgyzstan, even more so, because Kyrgyzstan is more nature. It's so many mountains. You get so high up. There is animals everywhere. Tiny, tiny horses, newborn baby cows, and it it was so refreshing for the mind just be gone from everything. But also, at first in Uzbekistan, it was super hot, especially while exploring cities. If you do that in 40 degrees Celsius, which is, what is that, over 100 degrees better, and you're walking in the sun the whole day, it's super exhausting. Also, the different foods they're cooking with a lot of meat, very fatty dishes, and that our bodies are not used to that. And every night in a different hotel and seeing new things, a lot of impressions. Then in Kyrgyzstan, you get very high up in elevation. So we got up to, I think, over 10,000 feet of elevation on foot. And again, not used to that, to doing that. And hiking in the sun, in the heat, it was cooler there because you were higher up, but still. And I'm not complaining. I don't want to complain about that. It's just, it was a lot for the body. So my resume would be, it was exhausting for the body, but very relaxing for the mind. And I really enjoyed getting to know the culture, two countries that are overlooked a lot, I think, and just seeing places that not too many people get to go. And yeah, I I'm super happy I went and would do it again, but I'm also looking forward to just 1 week at the beach. Yeah. Other than that, when I came back home, work life has been crazy busy. there have been a few changes and in the work that I do. And so we had to cope with those. We had to cope with a little bit of angry clients that are not too happy about the changes. And also, it has been very hot here, especially at the end of June, beginning of July, which is quite unusual to be that hot here for that long. It's a little bit better now. So, yeah. I think that's it, live update wise. I talked enough. Yeah, I have been thinking about my filming schedule. How can I make it that it is easier for me to film and to come back to it quicker? Maybe I can keep this for now, keep this method of filming, just put everything I think of into a box, into a basket, and whip something out and talk about it. If that's okay with you. Maybe I will try to film maybe I will try to film more often so that it's quicker. I don't know yet. We will see. For now, I'm going to edit this video and see that I upload it. And I hope that you will come back and watch me and visit me, like, comment, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. Because even if I don't know yet exactly when the next video will be, there will be one, I promise. So, with that, thank you so much for seeing me cope with what I thought was too much and go through my big pile of stuff, a little bit of chaos today. Yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.